Once upon a time, there was a wealthy man named Mr. Thompson. He was very proud of his wealth and he loved to show off his riches to his neighbors and friends. But there was one thing that he was more proud of than anything else, his golden arm. The golden arm was a magnificent piece of work, made of pure gold and encrusted with precious gems. Mr. Thompson would wear it to all the parties and gatherings, showing it off to everyone he met. He would tell stories of how he acquired it, how much it was worth, and how it made him the envy of all his peers. One night, as he was sleeping, Mr. Thompson heard a strange noise. He woke up to find a thief in his bedroom, trying to steal his prized possession, the golden arm. Mr. Thompson shouted for help, but the thief was quick and managed to escape. After that night, Mr. Thompson became obsessed with his golden arm. He would stay up all night, guarding it with a gun in his hand. He stopped going to parties and gatherings, and he stopped seeing his friends. All he cared about was the safety of his golden arm. One day, as he was walking in the woods, he heard a voice calling out to him. It was an old woman, begging for his help. She was carrying a heavy load of firewood, and she was too weak to carry it any further. Mr. Thompson was annoyed by the interruption and was about to walk away when the woman offered him a deal. She promised him that if he would help her carry the firewood to her cottage, she would give him something that was worth more than his golden arm. Mr. Thompson was skeptical but curious. He agreed to help her and carried the load of firewood to her cottage. When they arrived, the old woman opened a chest and gave him a plain wooden arm. Mr. Thompson was disappointed and angry. He felt that he had been tricked and that the old woman had taken advantage of him. He threw the wooden arm on the ground and walked away. As he was walking, he heard a voice calling out to him. It was the voice of the old woman, telling him to go back to the cottage and pick up the wooden arm. Mr. Thompson ignored her and kept walking. But as he walked, he started to feel a strange sensation in his golden arm. It was as if the arm was getting heavier and heavier, weighing him down. He looked back and saw that the wooden arm had grown into a huge tree. The weight of his golden arm was now dragging him down, and he couldn't move. Mr. Thompson realized then that his obsession with the golden arm had made him blind to the true value of things. He crawled back to the cottage, picked up the wooden arm, and asked the old woman for forgiveness. From that day on, Mr. Thompson lived a simpler life, and he never showed off his golden arm again. He learned the lesson that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the people and the relationships that surround us.